So now it's Raffylala, aka Raffy Mendiola. So I first met Raffy on Facebook. He was the one who added me, I think. I cannot remember. Alzheimer's getting the best of me right now. Okay. I think it was Raffy who added me, or it was me. I'm really not sure. But okay. He added me, or I added him, either way around. Then he was like, he chatted me one night. I think that was July or August. I'm not sure. He just chatted me like, what could you do if people are teasing you about being gay? So like I gave him some friendly advices just to ignore them. If they still continue, then you have to stand up in yourself. And yeah, I taught him how to answer back. But it really didn't work out until one day, September, I don't know, I think it was 13 or 14, I'm not sure. Basta it was September. September, there was this one time, the bullies that he was so afraid of, he did tell the bullies, sige, huwag kayong lalapit, kundi nandyan yung friend ko. Then there was this one bully, I will not mention his name for Rafi's sake. Sabi niya, sige nga, day mo bully mo dito. Sabi niya, Batish, dyan na oh. Go, sabi ko. Inahin mo kaibigan ko. Sabi, oh, bakit? Kalbo yan eh. So, I did the most scariest look. Yeah, similar to this. And I gave him a primal scream, similar to this. Yeah. And that was a very loud scream. Yeah. So, since then, he was never been bullied. Yeah, I know. It was kind of creepy. But, okay, my first meeting with Rafi was not during September. I first met him while I was doing the Beautiful People entrance. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, the butt close up with the booty poppins, with the let the pigeons loose, chatter, whatever you call it. Okay, so there. Then he was like, oh my gosh, you're Batish? Sabi ko, yeah, chatter. But I thought you were Batty. Then I told him honestly, oh, that name was given to me by my former best friend. Then I changed it to Batish because it was my other best friend who gave that name to me. So I was like, I just got tired of keeping up with Batty, but apparently as the days passed, he just called me Batty or Batish, any of the two. Well, okay, it's okay. It's fine. It's just a name. Okay. So, but after that, he introduced me to, I forgot who he introduced me. Oh yeah, wait, I remember. It was Ivan. He introduced me to Ivan. I was like, you're grade 7 and you're hanging out with grade 6. Tapos sabi sa akin ni Rafi, eh, ikaw nga, you're 4th year and you're hanging out with us. I was like, oh my gosh, oh nga, no, so we can just stand united. Then there's this one kid, habang me, Rafi, and Ivan were like making kwento and stuff because Anton was in a volleyball thing, I think. Yeah, he was volleyball. I can't remember who he with back then. I think it was Acero or something. So, there. Me and Ivan and Rafi, while we were walking, we were made chika about boys, about girly stuff. Of course, that's what gays do. And we would often talk about the Victoria's Secret colognes and how cardigans work on best on us, etc. And there was this one time, there was this a guy. He was so ugly. He accidentally threw a ball on me. I can't remember which ball it was. I think it was a basketball or a baseball. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But you were in the FMAC, and so probably it would be the basketball. So, here's the thing. While me and Rafi were walking, the basketball landed on my hips, and I was like, ah! Oh, stop it! Then Rafi was like, yeah, Rafi laughs like a rat. But it's so cute when he laughs. So, and also Ivan was like, stop moaning, Batty, you're in public. Tapos Rafi was like, just laughing. He laughed so loud. So, Rafi's so cute. I never really had, issue with him. I would always love to buy him stuff, with his money, of course. But, there was this one time I really did have an issue with him. Because, it was Anton who said that Rafi is always a troublemaker. It started when he wanted to become the peacemaker of the former group he used to be with, G-Force, and it really worked out pretty bad. Okay, it started like this. Cause I told him that I was no longer friends with my former best friend. He made friends with my former best friend. I gotta admit that what he did really hurt me a lot. And I can't think of a better way to say this, but I told Rafi to stay away from that person because that person's a backstabber. But Rafi seems to like him, so I can't do anything about that. But there was this one night which I really got carried away, or rather, my best friend got carried away because he did a group chat between me and my former best friend. He said, "Okay, for you to settle the differences, please settle it right now." So in my part, I was like, Rafi, you don't need to because I've moved on." Then this former best friend of mine said, "You are pathetic. I can't believe you fell for that stupid bitch." So we had a war. Yeah, then Anton was like, "Rafi again." Calvin was like, "Rafi kasi." So all were blaming Rafi. Then the next day, I pretended I didn't know the former anime because Rafi was like Anton and Calvin. I think it was, yeah, I know it was Anton, but I don't know who Anton was with back then. I think it was Calvin. They were like suspending Rafi for 1 week because of what he did to me and my former best friend, making us fight through all the night. Okay, so like this. When Rafi did the podcast, "Hey, sorry about last night," I said, "Why, what happened last night?" So I became an amnesia girl. But of course, I could not forget that night. But I gotta be honest, I really hated Rafi that night because he should mind his own business. I mean, even my group did hate him for that. Like, sabi ng group ko, "Ba't kasi nangingialam yung Rafi na yan?" So I just defended him. Girls, take it easy on him. It's just a kid. Ganyan, ganyan. But I gotta be honest, I really got hurt that night. But it's okay. Pass is pass. I mean, he did make up. I did forgive him. It's okay. That happens all the time. You know, when you have a best friend, expect that there are some misunderstandings. That often happens all the time. So my second issue with Rafi is I don't know who he said this, but he said he's gonna give 4,000 to me on my birthday. Me, I was like, you already have a gift to me. Remember the vanilla cologne that costs about like 250 or I think it was 25 or something. I really can't remember because that vanilla cologne I gave it to my mother, so I really forget things that easily. So yeah. Then, it was my birthday. Then it was, I don't know who said it was. I think it was Anton or Calvin who said that Rafi didn't fulfill his promise, etc., etc. So, I was like, oh, I thought Rafi said. Then Anton said, no, Rafi's a liar. So that night, I wasn't mad at Rafi. Of course, it was my birthday. I wanted to be happy. I I had this slight grudge on him, just slight, about like from a rate to 100%, I think about like 21%. Yeah, that low. Because I was like expecting riches on my birthday. Of course, when your birthday is only once in your life, so like you expect a lot of things to come to you, right? So yeah, but he did make up for that because I had utang with Calvin, the wig one that he bought me in Star City. I asked him to pay that for him as a birthday gift na lang. So and he did. And okay, the next issue that we had was the "I don't need you" storyline. Yeah. Uh, with Michaela slapping me that back then, I think he was slightly the cause because he was the one who invited Michaela in the first place. I mean, the slap would have never happened if he have not invited Michaela, according to Anton. So, yeah, I don't need your Batish storyline due to what Asera said. I was like, Rafi, you're one of my favorites in the former G-Force. Then how did you do this to me? So, and you know what? Rafi is one of the most passionate friend I've ever had. Like he'll do anything just to get me back. I like that about Rafi because the others like Anton, Gab, or should I say Jose and Calvin or Concha wouldn't even lift a finger just to get me back. But Rafi would do everything just to get me back in the old G-Force. Because at that time I really got hurt when I found out they don't need me. So like I was like in my mind all this time pala I treated you guys as a friend tapos you didn't need me pala. So that really hurt me a lot. Of course, especially when I knew that that came from Rafi. But as 3 weeks passed, I learned to confront all of them. And first I did confront Rafi and I think it was Anton. I did confront all of them. I really shouted at both of them, "Umayos kayong dalawa." Ganyan, ganyan. Sino ba talaga nagsabi? So, Acero, on the spot, he did came. He cleaned Rafi and Anton's name, so they're out of the hook. The next day, I did confront all of them. None of them would admit it. But here's my suspicion. I think, I just think it's either Anton, Jose, or Gab. But I talked to the three of them. All three of them said it wasn't them. So I guess that's the end of the Batish storyline. Until there was one time on my tablet, I didn't even have a passcode on it. I found that evidence. Then Anton was like saying, baka sina Rafi, and so I was like, Rafi again? Why don't you blame yourself for your own downfall? Chatter, chatter. But Anton did not admit. So, anyways, Rafi's my. On top of that, Rafi's gonna be and always be my friend. He's a very unique best friend. You know, Rafi's the first ever best friend who made all my dreams come true. Not even Ren Santaina's my former best friend, or rather my original best friend, can ever make. Because it's not about money, it's about making your wishes come true. I don't look like money, I never was. It's just that ever since I was a kid, I've always dreamed of having such things like yellow pants, a cologne that's Victoria's Secret, but I told myself when I was a kid that will never happen. Then, right now, I feel like I'm Cinderella getting a fairy godmother because there was this one time I did ask him for 500 pesos because the yellow pants that I really wanted the most was worth 500. So I was like, Rafi, do you have? Then he said, oh, sorry, Batish, I don't have. Of course, and as an understanding godchild, I just said, oh, it's okay. I really understand. Well, there's nothing I can do but to understand. Although in reality, I really understand Rafi if he doesn't have money. I mean, of course, he doesn't just poop out money out of his anus, if you know what I mean. It's just an expression, nothing malicious and nothing gross. Then, during that day when I asked him the 500, he said he didn't have. Then I was like, oh, it's okay, fine. But when he said, have you tried opening your tablet? Then when I opened, I saw 500. I was like, ah, thank you! So, there, Rafi made my wish number 17 come true again. And for the record, that was my wish 17. Yep, he granted me 17 wishes. Yeah. There are many things to list. So, when I have time, I'm just gonna post it in the group. So that's it for Rafi. Rafi will always be treasured in my memory. Just don't ever forget me because I did have a dream once. After 4 years, all of you have forgotten me and replaced me. But I know that happens. But I just hope that you still value me as a friend. So that's it for Rafi. Yeah, I'm gonna shift now to the other person who I need to talk to. So bye Raffylala. I like Raffylala. True lala. From Batish.